As someone from Texas, I take no offense at this. None at all. I mean, hello to you and all my relatives, and welcome to the Tipi. And welcome once again to This Week in Fry Bread. Our What the Fry Bread moment comes to us this week from fashionista.com and an article that was printed online regarding the latest Karl Lagerfeld fashion show. After I read the article, I had so many thoughts burning in my head. I tried to write them all down, but as fate would intervene, my computer shut down and lost all my work. So instead of trying to recreate that gold, that nugget that I had, I decided to read the article to you people out there in YouTube to see how this article could be perceived, and it all depends on how you read it. Depending on the little voices in your head is going to make the world of difference on how you see this article. The article is titled A Texan's Defense of Chanel Cowboys and Indians Pre-Fall Collection by Amita Akhtar. I'll leave the link to the article down there in the comment box, but here we go. Chanel paid homage to Texas in its Métier d'Art show, and as a Texan, I loved it. People may have raised an eyebrow to the headdresses that appeared, but if Chanel hadn't incorporated any Native American designs into the show, I would have been offended. First of all, as cliched as it sounds, this state's story is full of real tales of the Wild West and clashes between settlers and tribes. There's a reason people in Texas have such pride in our state. People, Native Americans and settlers, fought hard for it. It was its own country for 10 whole years. But to whittle the collection down to just 2 headdresses shows that that's what people equate Native Americans to. There was so much more in this collection that was inspired by them. Look at the beautiful beadwork, the fringe, the gorgeous blankets turned into coats and skirts, the turquoise jewelry cascading down tops, and so much leather. If you think that Native Americans have only contributed headdresses, then you need to head to the Southwest and visit museums and galleries. Also, as an aside, not every native item is Navajo. There were at least 26 different tribes in Texas alone, none of them Navajo. Can we please at least try to learn a little in our outrage? The arguments that I've heard from many people once they realize the collection is full of Native American inspired designs and embellishments is that it's fine, but could have done without the headdresses. Fair enough. But they were a counterpoint to the cowboy hats that walked most of the show. So, in that instance, it seems fair to display them. And, let's be honest, it's a runway show. More importantly, it's a Chanel runway show. You need a little over-the-top glitz and glam in there. And the headdresses fit the bill. I don't think that this is similar to any of the instances of actresses wearing feathers at Coachella, because the show was evoking a time in this place's history and paying homage. And as someone who grew up in El Paso, it made me sentimental for all the things we learned and all the things we did as kids, including all the turquoise beadwear, the blankets all over the house, and how the schools were amazing at teaching us about the local Native American tribes. We were never allowed to celebrate Columbus Day because that is offensive. I think that context is everything here, and I would be the first to say no, that's bad. But in this instance, I think Chanel did a great job. On a scale of 1 to 5 fry breads, I think this deserves a 5 because the author of the article seems obviously educated, and to form an opinion that is so fluff and flippant, 5 fry breads. I didn't call it appropriations. You're fully exploiting the culture. Okay? Let's forget this appropriation shit. Exploitation. I would like to hear what you out there in the internet world think. Please leave me a comment or go to the fashionistas.com website and leave them a comment. And leave me a link because I would really love to read what you wrote. Thank you again for joining me in This Week in Fry Bread, and we will see you the next time something gets our grease sizzling. Woohoo! forget to subscribe. That's my Texas accent. What do you think? But please, don't be offended. I am just paying homage. Yeehaw! Woohoo! Get along!